Number 5. Joelle Cavallo was a welterweight fighter who had just turned professional in his mixed martial arts career and held a record of 1 win and 1 loss. He faced Charlie Ward at Total Extreme Fighting 1, where in the fight, Charlie Ward put an absolute beating on him, where he eventually finished Joelle Cavallo by TKO in the 3rd round. Shortly after the fight, he had complained about a severe headache and began vomiting. He was later rushed to the hospital and sadly passed away 2 days later due to his injuries. Number 4. Jordan Parsons was a Bellator featherweight fighter who had held a professional mixed martial arts record of 11 wins and 2 losses. He was hit by a Range Rover in Delray Beach, Florida whilst crossing the street and was rushed to the hospital. He had suffered many injuries and had severed his right leg very badly, which he had to have it amputated. Jordan Parsons sadly passed away just 3 days later after the incident. Number 3. Samman was a UFC middleweight fighter who held a professional mixed martial arts record of 12 wins and 4 losses. Both Samman and his friend Troy Kirkenberg were found unresponsive. His friend was pronounced dead from an overdose of cocaine, heroin and painkillers upon the arrival to the hospital. Samman remained in a critical condition in a coma. He sadly passed away on October 5th, 2016. Number 2. Jimin was a former UFC light heavyweight fighter who held a professional mixed martial arts record of 19 wins and 5 losses. Both Jimin and his girlfriend had been tailgated by 2 men as they were making their way back home from the cinema. Jimin stopped his car and confronted both men in an intense verbal altercation. As Jimin walked back to the car, they ran him over and drove away. He was rushed to the hospital and sadly passed away due to his injuries. Number 1. Kimbo Slice was one of the main attractions for Bellator MMA. He fought in the heavyweight division and held a professional mixed martial arts record of 5 wins, 2 losses and 1 no contest. He was scheduled to headline Bellator 158 against James Thompson in the 3-round heavyweight bout. Leading up to the fight, Kimbo Slice was admitted to the hospital due to suffering severe abdominal pains and shortness of breath. His situation turned critical after he was diagnosed with heart failure and a liver mass. He had been shifted to the intense care unit where he was placed on life support. His family were told that he needed a heart transplant to survive. As he was being prepared to be shifted to another clinic to be registered for an organ donation, his condition rapidly deteriorated and sadly passed away.